Yo, what's poppin'? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And you know how we do. Before we get started, go ahead and do your boy solid. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on so you'll know when your boy is going live or dropping this heat. You know how we get down, man. Click the join button, jump in the member section, do what we do, because you know most of my videos go in the member section before they go live. The member section be jumping, so it is what it is. But y'all know how we get down. We only bring you what's popping and only bring you the good stuff. You know what I'm talking about? But remember what we talked about last year when I told y'all sooner or later they gonna start changing the rules to prohibit Colorado and Deion for doing some of the things they're doing and doing them well. And when the win starts, the rules will change. Once everybody else starts jumping on board and Deion starts showing progress and start getting good, the rules will change. Well, here we go. And we've heard that the rules might start changing earlier this year. We heard that the rules would probably change. We weren't for sure. We had no definites on that, but now we got it all. So let's jump into it.
Welcome to the future of Colorado football.
As we know, Deion in Colorado are the kings of the transfer portal. And the way Deion has interchanged his teams out and swapped players out the last 2 seasons. And when people said it couldn't be done and they don't know what they're doing, but we've always said when it starts showing promise and starts showing progress and somehow that it's working, they'll change the rules. They'll move the goalposts and try to keep Coach Prime from doing what he's done. Well, Sports Illustrated said we got some of that popping off already. So we're going to dive into this Sports Illustrated article. And y'all know I'm going to put it on the screen. We're going to go straight from the source. We won't give you no third-hand information, no third-party information. I'm going to give it to you what the people put on paper and let you be the judge for yourself. Y'all ready to jump into this thing? I'm ready to jump into this thing. So let's get it popping. And it is as such. Wait a minute. What in the world was that? And it is as such. I ain't playing with you. I refuse to play with you. NCAA targets Deion Sanders in Colorado with upcoming rule change. The bus will have to operate with a shorter window during portal recruiting. Jason Jones, 3 hours ago, is when this thing was posted. And it is currently 10:11 a.m. in the morning. College athletics is undergoing a period of rapid transformation, particularly with the latest decision by the NCAA to shrink the transfer portal window in college football. Approved by the Division I Council, the change will take effect starting December 9th, 2024. The new rules reduce the fall transfer portal to 20 days running from December 9th through December 28th, and the spring portal to just 10 days from April 16th to April 15th, April 25th. While players can still transfer after these windows, they must enter their names into the portal during the designated times. And see, this was a 45-day period. This went from December to the middle of January when The first portal period opened. The early signing period, that was a longer period. But mind you, this period needs to be moved until after all the bowl games and stuff are done. This period, this early signing period, was originally designated for players coming out of high school so they could sign early and get their early enrollment and participate in spring practice. But once the transfer portal started, changed the game. So what really needs to happen is this time period here needs to be the early signing period. High school only, not transfer portal. Transfer portal needs to happen after football season totally ends completely. All bowl games are done. Everything is over with. Champion is crowned. Transfer portal needs to open up 5 days after the national title. Then you open up and go from there. The early signing period, when kids are finished with their high school programs and done with their championship games in high school, then the early signing period needs to start. And that needs to end at the end of December. And then the transfer portal and all that crap needs to open up after the college football season ends. Because kids that might want to transfer while their teams are playing bowl games or doing other stuff, it's not possible for them. Or they have to wait till the late signing period. It's not fair to the teams that are in bowl games or playing bowl games or playing in the playoffs now that December is open for transfer portal kids. They need to fix that. And they need to fix that fast. But the shift trims the overall transfer portal window from 45 days to 30 days, a reduction that could have significant implications for both players and coaches. Deion Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes, a team that has become known for making significant roster changes via the transfer portal, will now need to operate more efficiently within these tighter timelines. For Sanders, who has embraced roster overhauls in his tenure, maximizing the use of the shortened window will be critical. Also, transfers can now be signed by a new school once their names are in the portal. After a prospect signs, other schools will be prohibited from recruiting communications. So once you sign with the school, no other team can talk to you. Used to be if you was in the transfer portal, even after you committed and it takes some time, schools can still holler at you and try to get you to come over. That's how that dude DJ Lundy went back to Florida State. He probably still mad about that right now. He probably at Florida State thinking this was the worst decision I ever made. Because you left during their championship run, had the championship run, got disappointed, came back, jumped in the portal, went to Colorado, jumped back in the portal, went back to Florida State. I know he mad as hell right now at this very moment because Florida State getting beat like a snare drum at the Classic, and that's all day and often. Although the NCAA has considered eliminating the spring transfer window altogether, they ultimately opted to maintain it, albeit in a reduced form. For programs like Colorado, this spring window follows their spring game, a period Sanders has utilized effectively to evaluate and make roster adjustments. The reduction in time makes the process more challenging, but still provides an opportunity to strengthen rosters after the spring evaluation period. Along with the changes to the transfer portal, the House v. NCAA case, which is pushing forward toward a final settlement in April of 2024, is set to bring further modifications to college football. The settlement could potentially allow colleges to share revenue with players a major development in the era of name, image, and likeness, which is NIL rights, which is true. We talked about that video. Rick George talked about Colorado getting prepared to be able to do the revenue sharing stuff, so they won't have to get rid of other teams and they can bring in other programs and do the upgrades that they need to do to the facility, to the stadium, and move Colorado forward for the future. See, Colorado was already prepared for that. And with Deion Sanders in the mix, getting that money, it ain't hard, because prime ain't hard to find. And where prime at, the money follows. Additionally, the settlement introduces new roster limits, capping football teams at 105 players. Although scholarships can now be awarded to all players on the roster, for Sanders, whose roster typically hovers around 105 players with an 85 on scholarship, this may not drastically change the operations, but could impact depth and roster management. But that's not going to hamper Prime. Prime is already operating at 105 with 85 scholarship athletes, and everybody else are walk-ons or paying students. Prime's not worried about that. See, because he's already operating at this capacity. But what it's going to do with those 105, everybody's going to be a scholarship athlete because of the revenue share. So everybody on the team is going to be a scholarship athlete. So even if you walk on, you'll be a scholarship athlete. And what that does, it allows you to get the best of the best without saying, we want you to come to our team, but we want you to come as a preferred athlete. Now you can say, we want you to come to our team, but we got your scholarship covered, and then we'll talk about the NIL deals, and you already know what the revenue share, which the revenue share is probably not going to be the same for each player. I think it should be broken down in tiers. Everybody's going to get the same money because everybody's not worth the same money. And that's just a fact of life. At your job, you don't make the same as everybody else because your production or what you do may not be as valuable or as important as everybody else. So if you first, second, third string, that payment should be tiered out in that manner. And if you move up, your payment moves up. But that's just me. With the development and landscape of college athletics continue to shift, coaches like Sanders will need to stay nimble as tighter transfer windows and evolving regulations create new challenges and opportunities. The months ahead are sure to bring more questions and changes as college sports adjusts to the new rules and conditions. And that was Jason Jones 3 hours ago, put on the spot. See what I'm saying? College football is changing. They're changing the rules. And Sports Illustrated seems to think that it's going to affect Colorado the most, or they're doing it like this because of what Prime has done with the transfer portal. And that means if they're doing it, that means coaches have been complaining. People are talking about it. Everybody's getting upset. And now that it's working, we need to stop this before it goes too far. And Prime start getting our best players. That's going to happen anyway. He's going to get the best players. So y'all get ready. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Leaving your comments in the comment section. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Let's pump this algorithm up. Let's do what we do. Y'all know how we get down. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.